Jangan berisik ya. Utak-atik gaya-gaya, aduk-aduk, ciprat-ciprat, ayun-ayun, enak-enak, semua dicikal. Cikal, cikal, senang rasa hatiku, kumpul dengan ayah, ibu, kakak, adik, kawan. Kumpul dengan ayah, ibu, kakak, adik, kawan. Kumpul dengan ayah, ibu, kakak, adik, kawan.
Hi, good morning. How are you? I hope everyone are doing fine today. To all respected teachers, guests, proud parents, and beloved students, welcome to Cikal Bincang Bincang. This is one of the many interesting and meaningful activities that Sekolah Cikal Playground of Learning Journey 2021. Physically distant, virtually connected. Thank you for coming today. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. I am Evi Ferawati, and I will be the moderator for this session. Cikal Bincang Bincang Session 1 will discuss students' learning journey in language and literature class with the topic title Language Learning and the Love of Reading. So here is a bit information for you. 3 students who consider themselves as reading siblings, since they share the same interest in books and spend much time together talk about it, will lead this session. You will listen to their conversation of the language learning in semester 2 and listen to them discuss of adolescence or coming of age theme from both the famous novel and movies The Virgin Suicide. And they will share their thoughtful reflection on how nurturing the love of reading benefit them in achieving their subject goals, and more importantly, enriching their lives, broadening their perspectives, and challenging their thinking to the next level. So let me introduce you to our guests today, the reading siblings. They are Dihyandra Naura Nyobi Kosim, Yasmin Davina Maharani Sinambela, Maila Adisa Nurul Hana. They are Year 10 students from Sekolah Cikal Amri Setu. So let us all give a warm virtual applause to welcome them. Hi Niobi, Fina, and Myla, how are you?
Hello, Miss Effie. We are doing just fine.
Yeah.
All
Yes,
right.
we're doing great.
Okay, thanks for coming. I'm so excited to have you guys here. Okay, but before we start, let me inform the audience that for the next 1 hour, we are going to enjoy the reading siblings conversations, the bincang-bincang. After that, there will be the Q&A session. So everyone, you are invited to participate in giving responses and questions in the provided chat features in YouTube. Uh, and the reading siblings here will be very delightful to answer your questions, right?
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, we're quite open to it.
Okay, so Niobi, Fina, and Myla, are you ready?
We believe so, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Ready?
So the time is yours now.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our podcast YouTube Live.
It's a live podcast.
Title, Language Learning and the Love of Reading. My name is Niobi. I am joined with two other of my friends. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Oh yeah, I'll start off. Hi, I'm May. I'm one of the friends.
And I'm Vina. I'm also one of the friends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. So we dub ourselves the reading siblings or literature siblings, depends on what you want to.
We should call ourselves the literacy covet after this.
Sure,
Yeah.
I won't mind. So
I don't
yeah.
mind anything.
In this podcast, we'll basically talk about what we learned and what we found out during the duration of the second semester English Year 10 class. Would we like to start, or is there anything you guys would like to say before we continue?
You're talking to us?
Yes,
I mean, I got
very
nothing
much.
to say if we want to start.
We would
Yeah, I
like to
don't.
start? Okay, good.
Let me just start.
Well, let's start with what we learned in term 3, coming of age, virgin suicides. Let's talk about that. So first things first, what is coming of
boy.
age? What we learned about coming of age, right, during term 3. So
Yes.
might
Term
as
3
well-
and term 4.
Yeah, but in term 3 we focus more on the virgin suicide book than we did on the virgin suicide, the adaptation.
That's for later in term
Yes.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in term 3, we learned about basically virgin suicides. I think almost everybody already sort of know the title, like from the title alone, virgin suicide, you probably heard it. Who wants to sort of summarize a bit about virgin suicides? If no one's gonna do it, I'm gonna.
Okay, I'll
all right.
okay, I'll just continue your words.
Mhm.
Anything like that. Okay.
Just continue off with each other.
So Virgin Suicides is basically a book about the mystery of suicides of 5 sisters. They are dubbed the Lisbon Girls. And the story is being told from the perspective of the neighborhood boys who are obsessed with their mysterious lifestyle, basically.
They're
More
very,
like
very
fascinated.
obsessed.
Well,
Mhm.
maybe we could just dub it as fascinated because
Sure.
they're the narrators for the story.
Mhm. Yeah, they're the
very,
narrators.
very fascinated.
So they go around basically sort of not meddling, like they interact with the Lisbon sisters as they go throughout the story. And it all starts with Cecilia. So
She's the youngest one.
Yep, she's
To
the
be
youngest
more-
of the sisters. 13, right? Yes, 13. And she began sort of self-harming, but after being left out for a while, she then committed suicides, and that then led to the rest of the girls' tragedy. Fina, would you like to continue?
Oh yeah. So throughout the whole novel, we get the perspectives from the neighborhood boys, which is our narrator, as they kind of observe the downfall of the Lisbon family, starting from the girls and then their parents also. And we also get to like see like the neighborhoods, like the neighbors' reaction to everything and all.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much.
Anything to add, Myla?
Well, besides the whole main plot points, I guess I just should. My favorite part was the one where Lux, the 14-year-old sister, goes to prom with this boy, Trip Fontaine.
Yeah, that's the middle of the story, right? Sort of the turning point.
Mm-hmm. It
Oh
is.
yeah, I forgot to add something. The novel also has like social commentary on it.
Oh,
Mainly, yeah, like mainly like how a teenage girl should be, or how a girl should be in general. It
mhm.
has like
Mhm.
some social commentary here and there.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, besides the book, we also have other activities during term 3. We have a guest speaker session, I believe, and a group assignment, and also an essay, but it's different from term 4, which
Mhm.
we did 2 essays, one in term 3, one in term 4, but in term 3, I believe we are more towards analyzing the book itself, like the
Mhm.
how
Mhm.
the author's life basically influenced the book, and also how the book uh, represents the whole coming of age genre.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't quite remember about the group speaker sessions. How about you two?
Oh yeah, I think I remember about the
Mila
group
remembers it.
sessions.
Sure, maybe tell like a short little quip about it.
Okay, so basically we get into groups and we're supposed to like analyze parts of the book, like what's the whole meaning about it, the characters' motives, and sort of like also compare it to the movie. But there's also like finding about the author's influences.
Mhm.
So there's that.
Mhm.
Yes, and I remember the group assignment being like basically putting all that we know into a single document and basically keep track of the book between us.
Yeah, we also have like an individual document that we had, if you guys
Yes.
remember.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
did. Mhm. Well, and then after that, we have the analytical essay, which is, I believe, almost like the group assignment, but more individual. Like you don't really, but yeah, you don't. It's basically the same thing, but more detailed and well, no group work.
And
Yeah.
we have to make the essay on exam.net.
Yes, so no cheating, no cheating.
Yeah. You,
I had
you need
like
to have
because
your outline with
Mhm.
you.
Mhm. Well, let's move on to term 4. Now that we already like sort of discussed the book, time to discuss the movie. So the
Yeah.
movie is basically the adaptation of the book. Is it carries the book story in a more linear fashion, whereas the book they're more sort of jumping in between the timelines to basically give some exposition to or clearance to what actually happened. But in a movie, they put it in a more coherent, like more traditional structure where like the beginning is the beginning and the end is the end, like that. Uh, Other than the movie, there's also another group practice and another essay. Would you guys like to help me expand upon that?
Group practice and group essay.
Yes.
Wait,
No,
what's the
not group essay, just group practice.
group practice?
So it's basically like we were put in groups, right? Put in groups, and then we kind of like picked. You know how like in the compare and contrast essay, there's like we have to point out certain things like settings, themes, etc., etc. And so we pick one of those two, and then we kind of like try to find the similarities and differences from both works of art.
Yes, from both medias.
Mhm.
And then finally, we have the essay, which requires an outline.
Pretty
We
much.
make the outline from the group work practice, and then after that outline, we need to also do it on exam.net for our compare and contrast essay.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Mhm. Should we move on to our opinions? Okay.
When
So what?
everything is all done.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's already about, we already explained a bit about what we learned, not what we learned, what we did during term
Yeah.
3 and
Mhm.
term 4. Yeah, it's basically a whole, yeah, it's a whole thing with the virgin suicides, right?
All right,
Of
I'll look at the
course.
opinions.
Let's start on the opinions. What do you think about like the book story overall?
The book story.
The
Well, let's
book.
see here. You know what?
Oh
I think
man.
honestly, in my opinion, it's pretty like slow paced because like the style of the writing is like very poetic and like very descriptive.
Descriptive.
So basically it's like going through a really painful slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with
Oh
her with
boy.
Mela's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the story is very incomplete.
Very
Mm.
complete. I mean, to me, I think it is complete, but it's styled as a bunch of characters just exchanging thoughts with each other.
Mm. Yes, a lot of coming of age book do tend to focus more on the thoughts of the character that is telling the story more than like the dialogue between said characters.
I
So,
guess it's to relate to the
narrator,
teens.
narrator, yeah, to relate to a certain point, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um, well, between also, how do you believe virgin suicide like hold up like in this day and age, especially since like it's made all the way back in 1993, and it's about the life, like the American suburban life in the like 70s. Like, how does that compare or like well hold up in a more 2000s, 2001, 2020 sort of setting?
I guess it's
Well,
because like teens are very focused on like mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you know that one part where the mother quarantines all the sisters?
Oh.
yeah, that happens in the book, guys.
Oh, mm-mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm-mm. Although that quarantine is different than ours. Well, we're like, oh no, our health, and they're like, oh no, my children being near the boys. Oh no, it's more like that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, basically
it's quite
like the
different.
mom
Kind of my
the
problem.
mom basically the mom like forces them to quarantine. Well, in our case, we have to.
Yeah, they're very like Christian and conservative, like we're pure Christian sort of like
Wait,
family.
no,
So
no, they're Catholic.
oh right,
They're
sorry,
Catholic.
Catholic. I keep forgetting.
I mean, like, there's a lot of Virgin
Yeah, a
Mary.
lot of Virgin Mary. I keep forgetting that Catholic means Virgin Mary. Christian means only Jesus, right?
I think it's only Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
We may be wrong, but
We may be
you
wrong
know,
because we're Islam. So if you're Catholic, please correct us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
All right. Would we like to dunk on some characters, boys?
Let's start off with the boys.
yeah, yeah, they suck. To be honest.
they have like two brain cells, right? One is shared with the like smart guy of the group, and then they never use him except for like that one time they say, "Oh yeah, this guy is smart," and then they don't use him. The second time is like that like little spark when they finally get an idea.
No, you see, like they basically all stand around in front of the Lisbon sisters' house, wondering what are they going to do to contact them, and then it just hits them a week later. Goes, I know, we should have just called them.
You know what they did before they do that? You know what they freaking did? They flew a kite. They flew a freaking kite with a note on it, trying to reach the Lisbon sisters before they call. Before they call.
As if that's gonna work. People will like notice it outside. Even
Yeah,
the
but
parents
like,
would probably notice it.
yeah.
One thing, there's like also the whole lantern signals.
Oh my god, that one. They tried to do Morse code with, I believe like a is it an oil lamp?
I think it was an oil. I thought it was like a Chinese paper lantern.
Yeah, maybe that one. But yeah, they tried to do Morse code, and then the smart guy goes on like, "Oh yeah, this is what they said, and it's not what they wanted." So they go, "You know what? You're not working. We're not using you anymore." And then they continue to not use him.
Mhm.
And in the end, they don't realize the obvious freaking telephone that's just sitting right there. Hey guys, I'm a telephone. I can go to the other house, and they just don't use it.
Okay, but like in defense of the boys, maybe they were trying out other methods to make sure that the phone method would be the most effective. This would be the most effective one.
Maybe because they're trying to try other methods that the parents won't notice. Because they're
That or the boys are just
Ay, ay, ay.
stupid or something.
I don't know. It's sometimes sort of infuriating to read it,
Yeah.
especially when they go like, "Oh, they're so mysterious," and they don't even talk to them. Like they're, "Oh, this certain part of them is so mysterious, and it's enchanting me to go and like be more obsessed with them." Basically,
Hold on. I don't know. I mean, like in some parts of the book, they do hang out with the girls. Remember the
yeah,
part?
but
Yeah.
it's only a brief moment that they hang out with them, and then they just leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then
that's
like
true.
when one of the girls are like suffering, they're just standing on the sidelines, like, "Well, poor them," and then just think about what they could do, sort of like, "Oh, we can save them from this, from that," but then not actually do it.
I mean, remember that one part where they watch Lux's rooftop harem?
Oh God. Why do you have to
Basically,
remind me? Oh.
she has multiple
man.
boyfriends, guys, and she
Mhm.
always changes them.
Well, this is during the quarantine period when they're not allowed to go out of the house. So Lux basically
Yeah.
had hookups on the rooftop of said house
I mean,
in the
she
middle of the night.
to entertain herself, I guess. So
I guess so. Mm.
To satisfy herself.
The worst part about it is the boys watched.
yeah.
They
Boys
don't do anything like call the authorities or something. No, they just watch, and I think one of them like recorded it or tried to record it.
No.
Oh man, I forgot they tried to record it.
Oh no. Okay. Well,
Yeah, so
I-
basically they're the worst. So,
yeah.
Mhm.
No, big ol' no. The
Yeah.
only one I'm sort of okay with was Trip Fontaine up until he dumps Lux, but that's about it. Like other than Trip Fontaine, the others are a little iffy in my field. Like I feel like they're
Mhm.
iffy.
I feel like most of the characters are not that memorable though. They have like no certain like personality that stands out.
Yeah, the boys we tend to like sort of group the boys together just because of their lack of individuality, especially during when they're actually like talking about the Lisbon sisters. It's not really evident who's talking or like who's doing this, who's doing that. We know some, but not all of them are that stand out. Like yeah.
Mhm.
And also it's such a shame that the sisters didn't give that much of a voice in the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though they're like
Understandable.
the main stars of the whole thing of like the whole story, but they were never given a voice, which I was very disappointed on.
I mean,
Yep.
I guess it could like link to the author Jeffrey Eugenides because like he got the whole Virgin Suicides idea from I think his brother cousin's babysitter who look I forgot okay basically cousin or brother's babysitter and
Mhm.
basically the babysitter explained how she and her sisters tried to commit suicide all together, so maybe that's where the whole boys narration comes from.
Mhm. Well, I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's just giving me very very bad imagery. Let's just move on to something more
Mhm.
lighthearted, like maybe tips on what we do, like
Well,
especially during work. Yeah, like tips.
and I was watching the movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, when we are about to make the essays, like tips will be good, right? Like
Yeah.
nothing bad, right?
Yes.
Just
Cool.
for later.
Let's start on tips on maybe like how to better like read your book slash like how does the book help with the analytical essay or the compare and contrast essay, but just essays in overall.
You get free evidence.
True, you do get evidence.
The books has more like everything. The books has more details, and then you have to pay attention to those details very much.
Yes. Okay. So basically, I think what you're trying to say, just my interpretation. Use the source material if you can. But if a whole other tip, basically, if you're not comfortable with just reading a lot of text at once, you can also go to other sites or like other reviews of the same book, and then you read
But-
from that. You can do that.
Or, like-
However, however, some of them might not be that what is it called? Like might not be that complete. Yes, complete.
Yeah.
I mean, if you still want to go like first-hand experience from the book, you can like write a little summary after each chapter.
Yes, that
Yeah,
will definitely help.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think a whole other thing. Other than maybe like websites and reviews, you can always watch the adaptation. You know, if you're more of like a visual person, the movie will definitely help you sort of get the whole gist of what's going on. Especially since a book like The Virgin Suicides, for example, that has a very like back and forth plot. The movie definitely helps you sort of find where it's actually going, so you're not entirely lost.
Yeah, plus I heard a saying that the movie adaptation helps better understand the book.
Well, yeah, but still,
I don't-
always have the book for additional details.
Yeah,
It
that's
also helps you like spot some symbolisms in the book.
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
Some symbolism I don't think would be able to be shown on the big screen, but yeah, the book basically helps. Oh, and other than the actual source, you're gonna definitely need an outline when you're making said essay.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because without an outline first, you can't really give out all your ideas into the essay. Like if you put it all at once and already trying to think, like opening thesaurus to find the correct word or something, you're already so far ahead before finding the actual structure of said essay, right?
Yeah.
And like hold on, what's it called? The outline basically helps to keep track of what you need to put in,
Mhm.
like opening hook, the actual like inside of the essay, and then the conclusion. Those are very, very important things to remember. And just going straight into the essay with no outline can easily make you make the essay either unbalanced or just too quick or too long.
I mean, you can like improvise it at the very end if you think you got like most of the
Yeah.
structure on.
Yes.
I think mostly
Improvisation is
the
also key, but better have some structure.
Mhm.
What was it, Vinay, you'd like to say?
No, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
Well, now that we've already talked about English, what is your current reads, like books?
I mean, to be honest, I'm not reading that books that much, but the ones I am on a casual level is this one, Good Omens.
Wow. Oh, is it the fandom one, right? It's the one from
The one with the angel and the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically about like these two preparing for the end of the world with a nice cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's also co-written by Neil Gaiman, is it not?
You can watch the show on Amazon Prime. But
This is not a sponsored video.
nah, I just like the book. But honestly, my mini review of it, I mean, like it goes back and forth between like different characters, but I really like the writing style, and there's like these paragraph breakers that make it easy for it to read.
Would you like to show the audience the paragraph breakers?
Sure, I'm reading here. It looks like this.
It's very tiny, but I believe it's very helpful.
Yeah, and there's also moments with Crowley and Azraphale too, which are really nice. I understand why they're called the ineffable husbands.
Nice.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh yeah.
now,
Oh
Vina,
yeah. Oh yeah.
about
We
you?
forgot to show the Virgin Suicides book, but if you
Oh,
don't know,
yes.
yeah,
We
this is
forgot
what
to
it
show the
looks
book.
like. Yeah, that's what it looks like. They did have their like library that have their books, but it was from the library. But they have to like return
Yeah.
it like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was an error in our part, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
Oh,
Vina
yeah.
has her own copy. It's still soft copy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that we already got like sort of a middle ground of reading levels, would you like to go up or down? Let's go down. Boom. First things first. I am not big on reading. I am not big on reading. However, I do like anything visually but that has a lot of visuals. So
Oh, yeah.
anything like, I think you've heard this before, especially if you were in MYP or back in the other chikal.
Mm-hmm.
Tia Silton.
Thea still.
It's basically a spin-off
I remember
of
seeing those books
something.
in
Oh
like
yeah,
shelves or something.
yes. She's the sister of Geronimo Stilton.
Oh boy.
That one definitely someone I have definitely heard about. Where Geronimo Stilton is more about like adventures, like in general. Thea Stilton is more of like fantasy adventures.
Hold up. Hey, so Nyobi, you read the Thea sister books, right?
Yes.
So do Thea and the sisters actually go to these places, or do they just imagine up these scenarios?
And I like the
Mm,
backyard again.
No, this is not the backyard again. No. Oh my god, no.
What is it?
Okay, so
No.
these fantasy settings are in the book are real because, well, it's not real in their world. It's a whole other world that they visit through a magical elevator. Ooh.
Ooh.
An elevator?
Yeah, it's like a magical elevator. It lets them go to other sort of worlds, and there's like this whole giant map. But if there's a crack, that means there's a problem in that world, and she'll solve it, and they did. So yeah, this is for if you don't really like reading. There's a lot of visuals like this. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah.
The
Oh
background.
no, my background, my
Yeah.
curvy background. Yeah.
It looks nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks nice.
I really love the art style. And then when you read, they have like Geronimo Stilton, they have like these very
No.
good decorated words. Oh my god,
no.
it's not working. Oh no. But yeah, I hope you could see it from this angle like that.
Yeah, we
Very
could see it.
familiar with
Cool.
Geronimo books.
Yeah, it helps you stay hooked in if you're already bored by the same font over and over again. Like me.
Yeah, I know. When I was a kid, I thought it was like a little cheesy, but nowadays I just think it's pretty cute. Now kids get to learn these fancy words.
Mm-hmm. Fina,
Mhm.
finally, how about your book? Like a quick thing about your book.
Okay, so while theirs are very like tame and everything, mine is quite serious. It's so the book that I just finished reading like months ago is called Angels and Demons by the one and only Dan Brown. If you don't know who he is, he also wrote the Da Vinci Code.
Yes.
Okay, so it's part of like this series called the Robert Langdon series. He's the main character of all of the books. It's always like starts with him like waking up, just minding his own business. He just like wakes up, and then suddenly he gets a phone call by some stranger asking for his help. But he's like, no, I don't want to. But then they kind of like force him by like sending like very, very like graphic pictures of dead people.
Ooh, yeah.
And so he has no choice but to go there. So yeah, as I said, this book is very serious. So in Angels and Demons, it deals like this whole like religion versus science thing. And in books like that, you want to like lean into a certain part, like, oh, if this book is more like supportive of the religious people, it counts as like a religious people will like it. Or, oh, this book is like leans more into the science part. Okay, so the science is more, I guess the science people will also like it. But no, this book stays neutral through all of it. And that's what I really liked about it, honestly.
Nice. Well, now that we've basically talked a lot right now, and it's already 10:35, so we should probably end our session. Thank you everyone. So before we go, what do you think is like, how do you think our love of reading, whether it's like a low level book or Venus high level book or just Virgin Suicides, how do you think reading, like our love of said reading, benefits us in our class?
It helps you ace it faster.
True. Definitely true.
Yeah.
Like me with arts.
It makes you more, I guess, knowledgeable.
Oh yeah, that too.
I know it sounds generic, but that's the only thing I can come up with.
Maybe it like helps
works.
you develop your skills more.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe like it makes you read more faster though if you like read more.
Easier to read, easier to, I guess, analyze, because a lot of this year we were just like analyzing the book and comparing it to
Mhm.
the movie,
Yeah.
especially like when we try to criticize both the movie and the source, we always find that there's like some differences, some similarities that are usually always there, whether we like it or hate it. There's always something that you can find, like this, even if it's the smallest thing. Kind of like it's very fascinating too, like seeing how the book source can actually influence everything else, really. Oh, I believe we still have time, so we should probably start the Q&A session. Are you guys ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Sure, why not? I'm
Okay.
ready for what's to come.
Yeah.
All
Whatever.
right.
There is no question.
Oh, reading siblings, newbie Myla Fina. That was such an interesting conversation to listen to. I mean, like your learning journey, experiences, your opinion, and even your reflections are all awesome. And even your reading list too, from T.S. Tilton until Angel and Demon. So good. Okay, so now it's time for Q&A time. Let's check the list of questions here. Okay. This is the first question. How does the author's point of view help create the mood for the reader?
Ooh.
Mela, you seem to be most knowledgeable in this.
Yeah, it's hold on, can you repeat the question again?
How does the author's point of view help create the mood for the reader?
It's because of like their experiences and like their identity. Like Jeffrey Eugenides grew up in 1970s Detroit, which was in a crumbling state at the time. So you can like see some of that influence in the Virgin Suicides, along with the whole brother cousin babysitter story. He also like got influence from that too. So like using what he knows and like his like identity and experiences, that's how he sets up the whole mood for Virgin Suicides.
And this is the second question.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the second question. What aspect in the first pages or chapters of a book that you think it makes us interesting to continue reading it and love it?
Yeah, I answer.
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right.
Okay, so basically the book already hooks you in with a death, which is like compared to the rest of the book, it's like a boom. You're already like you're already inside the whole tragedy thing. Like, someone's already dead. You'd expect to go no, like it's the beginning of the book of the story. Obviously, they're not supposed to be dead yet, but then you're hit with the like ending. You already know what's gonna happen. But at the same time, you're like, oh, how did it get there? Like, how did it escalate so quickly that
Like, oh my
yeah,
god.
there's already you know, like, oh my god, someone's already dead.
She died.
Whoa. Yeah, and it makes you want to actually read more about how it came to be, and read the book all the way, obviously.
Yeah, but in this case, I don't think the author did a good job and kind of like, I don't know, giving it like a fast-paced.
Well, opinion. I mean, it is too personal, like opinion. Everyone has their own personal opinion.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Eugenides, I think I'm saying it right. Did good or bad, but well, yeah. I mean, no one's gonna like look at the hook and not want to read more. We can at least give him that, you know. All right. I think that's the second question done.
All right.
Is there any other questions, Miss Effie?
Yes. I think I'm curious about this one. Okay. Language has two dimensions, intelligence and communication. Which of these dimensions do you think you develop the most and why?
Okay, let's start with Fina because she hasn't, I think she's been, been, able to talk.
Okay, so what was the question again?
Okay, language program has two dimensions, intelligence and communication. Okay, so according to you, what do you think you develop the most and why?
Oh, this is hard. I feel like I did develop on both of those actually, like intelligence and communication. Both of them. because like I like learn a lot while like in language in like English and everything. And like wait, okay. What do you two guys think? Considering that this is like our opinions.
Intelligence or communication? I mean, just in this term overall, I believe for me is communication. Intelligence has always been sort of, I guess, easier because it's more like you can do it individually. For me, like being able to actually work with the group, especially in a time where we can't live, literally we can't see each other directly face to face. I think
Mhm.
helps me, I guess, better etiquette slash better group work, like teamwork. There you go. That's a word.
Yeah.
And being able to
Yes,
communicate
for
with each
me,
other. Yes. How about you, Myla? How about you?
I think it's probably communication, since like with all these group works and like explaining certain ideas in the midst of a pandemic, which like caused me to like think outside the box, to like, oh god, how am I going to think my way out of this one? So I just
Yeah, usually like group works, some of your members will like not work with you, some of them
Oh.
will. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
boy.
like one of the things that kind of makes me rant. So that's why like thinking outside the box will work in general.
Here's a tip. Maybe number one, passive aggressively bug your members to work. Or two, once if you finish the entire product on your own, untag everyone for revenge.
Delete it. Delete their
Yeah,
name.
yeah,
They don't
yeah.
work on it. Why give them the credit, right? Step
Yeah,
them
like
by.
freaking like unshare the document from them and like tell the teacher or something that, oh, this guy is not working with me. And like, all right, then he's not credited then.
Or if you just want to be just nicer, just passive aggressively bug or threaten them until they work.
Is that what you've been doing with the Carmen pictures?
Yeah, I mean it worked.
Well,
Okay.
I hate to admit it, but it did.
Okay, for context, I basically sent my friend a picture of Carmen Sandiego from 2019 Netflix show Carmen Sandiego holding a gun.
Also not sponsored.
Not sponsored. I just like the show. To get
But
actually
I wish we were sponsored though.
All right, guys. Thank you. So yeah, I believe that you are both growing in the dimension of intelligence and communication. I know it is a challenge to work online and then you have to communicate with others, especially when you are assigned in group work. But I think um, everyone learned something in it, and then you did great job. You did great job. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you, Fina, Myla, Niobe, for your amazing session. Really, really amazing. For sure, there are many things that we, the audience, can learn from this. And as a teacher myself, this is a proud moment for me to witness and enjoy the wonderful talents of our students and listening to your excitement on what you have learned through our virtual classrooms. And thank you for that. And I hope that you enjoyed today's session and also learned something from what you have done today. Okay. And then audience, I have that you enjoyed this session, and I would like to remind you all that this event doesn't stop today. After this session, there are still some other stream events on Sekolah Cikal official YouTube, Cikal Bincang Bincang, Cikal Talk, short courses, and fun activities. The nearest one will start at 11 a.m. You can also visit our virtual gallery that exhibit hundreds of students' work from various subjects. So, in the end, I'd like to say thank you one more time to all of you, fellow teachers, students, proud parents, and also our respected guests, Fina, Myla, and Niobe. And also to Pak Rusdi Tamrin, Pak Ilham, Bu Eka, who accompany me here in the main room. Thank you for having me as your host. It's time to say goodbye. Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye guys.
Also have fun in the
Bye.
rest of the playground of learning thing.
Yeah.
Hey, is there a way to like see the YouTube live? I'm just curious.
Yeah, me too. I kind of want to see. Oh.
Yes.